collectible junk.
This is the MOKiN 140W laptop charger with smart display. Why do I think this product might be of interest to you? Stick around and find out. Before we get started, I want to just say that MOKiN is not sponsoring this video. And the only reason why I know about the MOKiN laptop charger is because this USB fast charger had great advertising. MOKiN was pretty persistent in their social media advertising to the point where I kept seeing this come up over and over. Probably because of the more well-known competitor brands that I had been looking at, somewhere in the $40 to $60 more range, but seemed to offer the same type of capabilities that the MOKiN offers. So this kept coming up in social media advertisement. Ultimately, I relented and I clicked on it, and they had this offer for this MOKiN USB fast charger for
$29.99.
And then I started reading the specs about it, that for that price, with a smart display, what are they offering compared to some of those that are on the market? So 140 watt output out of a couple of USB-C ports, one plug out of course, but the top two ports can do a maximum output of 140 watts. The third USB-C port can do a max of about 30 watts, and the last USB-C port can do a max of about 22.5 watts. I'll link the product in the description below so you can actually see it. What's interesting about this is if you buy this directly from MOKinGlobal.com and you choose the US version of this charger, you can get it for about $29.99. On Amazon, for example, this same product is $69.99, so $40 more. When you look at some of the competitor pricing on this, you'll actually see more well-known brands that many of us are familiar with fall in the $69.99, $79.99, $89.99 range. So I thought this was an interesting enough product to share with you guys, and especially with the fact that it has smart charging, fast charging, and regular charging as well. But the part that jumped out to me the most was the smart charging capability of this thing. So we're going to take a look at this and we're going to unbox it. What does this offer compared to some of the other ones on the market? Well, for this particular MOKiN model, it's PD31 with 140 max output wattage. It has 3 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port, 140 watt max, as I said, on USB-C 1 and USB-C 2 output, 30 watt max on USB-C 3, 22.5 watt max on USB-A output, and it's got the dual 140 watt circuit. And of course the screen display, the temper monitor, and the 140 watt the USB-C cable that comes with it. Now the reason why I was even looking for these particular style chargers in the first place is I have 2 small portable power stations that didn't come with fast chargers, and on those portable power stations I use a 130 watt laptop charger to charge either one of those. So I wanted something that I could dedicate my portable power stations, and I'll be demonstrating that as well. But first, let's get to the unboxing. As I said previously, this advertisement for MOKiN kept coming up in the social media, and it just struck me as a very interesting product given what's on the market. I thought, hey, might as well give it a shot for the price point that it's at. So let's unbox this, and we're going to see what this looks like here. Now it's supposed to come with the USB-C cable, so we'll find out here exactly what it comes with. So let's get the instruction booklet out. We'll put that to the side. So let's just pull the pieces out here. So I guess we'll look at the cable first that comes in here. So the cable is, oh neat. So it's a USB-C cable, and it's a braided cable. This would be for high output. It's got MOKiN's branded name on the cable, but a nice braided USB-C, and we'll be unwrapping that and take a look at this. And then this unit itself it's got some weight to it. I've never had this style charger before, but I can tell you that I did notice that when I picked the box up when it first came in, I could actually see that it did have some weight. So at first glance, you've got, before we even look at the front of it, you've got your flip down plugs for your AC socket, and then on the front here you've got the display with a cover on here. We'll remove before we start using this. And then on the bottom part here you can see there's 3 USB-Cs. There's this USB-C C1, C2, and C3. Now the top ones can output individually 140 watt or 140 watts. So that's these first two maximum. And then by itself, this third one could output a 30 watt maximum. And then of course this last one I think we said was 22.5 watts. So what we're going to do is see how this thing works for us. Since I have two of these, I want to try these out with my portable power stations. I'm going to start with one for now. And then my goal would be to hook up one of these each to power both portable power stations. Let me just slide this out of the way here. And then we're going to plug this in. So I've kind of set myself up with a plug here, just so we have a closer look. Plug this in. You can see the MOKiN name pops up. There's the 140 watts. There's the touch here. You touch this spot right here, so you can see it comes up. So there's a status face, and you've got the wattage that's coming out of C1, wattage that would be coming out of C2, C3, and the USB-A port. Let's push that again, and there's more information available. This shows an eco cool mode, so I guess that's the status of the charger. One of the complaints I did see about this charger is that it falls asleep quick. People would like the display to stay on longer, but I didn't really see that as a deal breaker ultimately. So those are the different options available. So what we'll do now is we'll plug in a USB-C cable that came with it. This is really a nice quality cable. It's not a cheap design cable. I'm going to put this in here. So the portable power station, I'm going to want to come out of C1 here, and then I'm going to grab the power station. Some of you may be familiar with this portable power station. This is the Anker SOLIX C300DC. You can actually input into here and fast charge this with 140 watts on this port and 140 watts on this port. We're going to see what wattage we're going to put into this. So right now there's 138 watts showing on the charge, close to that 140 max, and the 133 watt going into the Anker SOLIX C300DC. So let's push that again, and there's the wattage. We're going to push it again, and now you can see the wattage individually on the C1 port. I know it's sideways. That's what I was showing you originally. And the point of the video isn't to tell you to not get the competitor brands. It's just if you're on a limited budget, I found that you could either buy a similar style adapter for $79.99 to $89.99 from competitors, or you could get this one from MOKiN on their site. It's $20.99, which, judging from the quality of this thing, is still an exceptional deal. And if I had bought this from MOKiN on the Amazon site, it would have been $40 more. So the fact that you can go right to MOKinglobal.com and you can actually purchase these direct is pretty awesome. If you notice on here, you can actually see that the superior power is running now. So the temperature has gone up somewhat on this. From what I've read initially on their site, it does have smart temperature type of thing built in too. Now I'm not sure if that's something that they all have. I'm just becoming familiar with these types of fast chargers and adapters. Let's talk about some of the specs now for this MOKiN 140 watt laptop charger. So just a few things to know about it, and again I'll include a link for this down below in the description so you can look up this MOKiN. But if you're looking to see what types of things it can actually power, it can power MacBook Pro and Air series, iPhone 16, 15 series, and I guess 17's out now, so I would assume 17's. The Samsung series, S25, S24 series, Google Pixels 9 and 8 series. They show a Dell XPS, HP Chromebook 14, Microsoft Surface Pro 11, and then some other devices on there as well. Now, as far as the breakdown goes of the plugs, I'll include a screenshot of this. The top port, the USB-C1, will give you 140 watts of output. USB-C 2 plug, this port will also give you 140 watt max output. USB-C 3 will give you 30 watt max output, and then USB-A will give you 22.5 watt max output. So that's some of the points on that. If you're plugging in more than one device, you're going to be splitting the power. So say you wanted to plug in two USB-C devices into these top two plugs here, you're going to have a 65 watt max on this one and a 65 watt max on this one. Or say you decided you want to use the top one and the third USB-C port down here, then you'd have a 100 watt max out of this one and a 30 watt max out of this one. Or if you decided you wanted to plug something in that was USB-C and USB-A, you'd have a 100 watt max coming out of this top one and 22.5 watt max coming out of this bottom one down here. Now that's in a configuration with two cables. If you decide you want three cables, Say you want 3 USB-Cs running out of this thing, you're going to get 65 watts out of here max, and then 30 watt max and 30 watt max out of these next 2 USB-Cs down here. Similarly, if you wanted to do two USB-C devices out and the USB-A, you'd get 65 watt max out of the top one, 30 watt max out of the second one, and 22.5 watt max out of the third one. Say you wanted to stay with that 3-plug combination or 3-device combination, and you were using this USB-C up here, the third USB-C here, and then this USB-A down here, you'd have 100 watt max coming out of the top one, and then 20 watt max out of the USB-C, the third one, and then another 20 watt max out of this USB-A. Then, of course, in the final configuration, say you wanted to plug something into just this USB-C 2, this USB-C 3, and you had a third device that you wanted to plug in USB-A. Much like the previous explanation, it would be 100 watt max out of this one, out of USB-C 2, 20 watt max out of USB-C 3, and 20 watt max out of the USB-A. And then, of course, if you were plugging in 4 things at once, talking about the 140 watt max output, that power is going to be split amongst what you have plugged in. So in this particular example, say you're using 4 devices, you're going to be able to get a 65 watt max out of the USB-C 1 on top, a 30 watt max out of the USB-C 2, second port here. USB-C 3 would give you a 20 watt max, and the USB-A would also give you a 20 watt max. So those are some of the points on this device. Again, it does come with the USB-C cable. So this is the MOKiN 140 watt laptop charger, 4 ports, PD31 with a smart display. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching.